Terminator Imperia Tournament that was on the Terminator channel. Here we got Konrad playing as Getae versus Johann playing as the Ardaei. Now, Konrad has 5 units of these heavy Getic assault infantry, solid troops. He has a very solid center here, big shields, immune to arrows. He has a lot of firepower with 5 archers in total. He also has 2 of the Cataphracts archers, so big powerful charge. They have armor piercing damage. Their attack isn't the greatest, but they also have some armor, so a lot of firepower, and he has a lighter cavalry unit to help give him the mobility. He has 2 Falksman units and then a supporting spear unit here that has 3 ammunition. Their armor isn't very good though, so they're more prone to taking losses than a regular Tiriosi. Big advantage for Konrad though is that he has some Falksmen, but it would have been a bigger advantage if he had the more expensive noble version. Would have given him 20 armor. So Konrad moves his army over here because we're not allowed to use the hill with the majority of our units. We can have a couple of units on the hill, but not a lot. Now, taking a look at Johann's army. Can we see? Now this is slow motion. He has some Illyrian Tiriosi spearmen. As the Ardaei, you actually have better Tiriosi than the Greeks. He also has some Illyrian Sika bearers here, 300 men. And he also have seems to see some Illyrian peltasts here, yeah. They have 7 javelins here of the armor piercing kind, and he's going to need it. He used them as a screen they will soak up the arrows, so his Illyrian archers comes in better. So Illyria, he has some better protected archers, but he doesn't have 5 units of them. Konrad has a little bit of a terrain advantage right here. He has a ridge, so if he charges, he will go a slightly downhill charge bonus. But yeah, now we can see Johann's army better. He has those elite Sika bearers, sturdy also, so both of them are evenly matched centrally. And then Johann has those lighter Sika bearers here, and then a supporting Tiriosi on the flank with Illyrian hoplite general here. Konrad also took a shield wall general here, so they're both having the same, and then some lighter. Where is Johann's cavalry? However, Johann's opens fire here with his archers, and they are hitting Konrad's archers that are not. They have not opened fire, but now they have started to commence. However, they fire at the heavy infantry here, which could be give him a sort of edge in the long term, but he hasn't invested a lot of money to get this kind of firepower. Now Johann sees that Konrad has a hill advantage here, so he would get the downhill charge. He decides to retreat. It's not, and a good general chooses his own terrain, right? So he goes back to the woods, and Konrad regroups as a result. Who has the advantage? I say Johann has the advantage in supporting infantry. Both of them have a sturdy center. Johann has more survivable archers, and he also has 2 of these peltas that can be armor piercing, so he can weaken up an infantry unit, allowing him to win that section with the Illyrian peltas. We don't see the cavalry though from Johann right now. Here they arrive. There are some lighter cavalry here, but their mass is medium. Konrad's cavalry here is very light, so let's see, 47 in the charge. 54 on the charge here. So the Illyrian medium cavalry is better than the lighter version of the Getae, and is also of course faster than the heavy Sarmatians here.
Run, Casio!
They start to move up a little bit, and now the archers are going to be stretched out and moved up as well. He wants to get within range here so he can start opening fire. Konrad's advantage is a lot of firepower, but his archers will take more damage more quickly. I play Getae relatively often, and this is too much archers than what you really need. But hey, that's my own preference, and everybody plays differently. So now Konrad moves up his archers here to be in front of the infantry because he doesn't want his infantry to take damage here. We have the same range, and he has he's taking damage here. You don't need 5 units on the same units. These men are in the trees. Exactly. Yeah. Konrad is diverting firepower. This is exactly what he should do. Here's the Peltasts are arriving here. Johann won't be able to match the firepower here. Konrad retreats his archers when he sees that the Peltasts are opening fire. But I would have probably let him fire the javelins at the archers, as this will consume armor piercing ammunition on a unit that doesn't really have armor and that would die to arrows anyway. So they are a threat to Konrad, these Peltasts. But so he should have let them hurl the javelins at the unit to long term help him in the battle.
Back, warriors, back!
Konrad is losing the skirmish fight. These Illyrian archers have been very sturdy. These Ardaei Peltas have not taken that much damage. And they double as an axeman unit also. So they can be used after they have used their ammunition.
Run, Casio!
There has been a lot of money invested for Konrad in this firepower. Konrad moves up. Johann develops his flanks here. These Sarmatians are starting to shoot. They do have the option anyway to use the firepower. Konrad's problem is he has not enough infantry to make a proper attack. Well, he can pin down in the center, but Johann has more to push the flanks, and Johann's infantry is more mobile overall than Konrad's infantry. They are targeting the Illyrian archers here are starting to drop. Konrad moves up his cavalry here on the hill, so he will get a perfect downhill charge if the Ardaei cavalry would challenge him on this side here. But here seems to where Johann wants to push. And yeah, he routed one unit, but there's still 2 more archers to go, and Konrad is also losing firepower here. The Peltasts are moving up now. And yeah, Konrad charges in this infantry, but there's a spear unit right here. Konrad realizes it and pulls out in the last second. He wants to use his precursors, but he gets hit by precursors from the spearmen as well. These cavalry here are now, these Cataphracts archers are shooting, but they are slow, and they get slowed down by the woods as well. Ooh, and the archers of Konrad are now routing. He cannot escape with this cavalry unit. There's 7 speed here. The Folksmen here are getting charged in, but they already lost a lot of men to the Ardaei are charging. These men turned too late, so they didn't get their charge in. And now the cavalry, the spearmen here are on their way. Konrad is trying to pin down this spearman unit, but this one is far more sturdy than this one. He still gets the charge off here, so he still get a slight benefit right there. And Konrad is skirmishing on the other side. Maybe get a flank bonus because he charges. Now Konrad is charging in here, and his cavalry should be moving this way, sort of help. But he can't send in more units fast enough to make a difference here, so he's sort of tied down with what he has. And this is a very expensive cavalry unit for here, right here. But they seem to be winning. Ooh, the archers here are doing a lot of damage. The heavy Getae infantry here. Are they out of ammunition now? Oh, they're out of ammunition. Let's send the archers with spears to help here.
Take aim.
Good for Konrad to push in here, like he should try to get, but the majority of the enemy Ardaei army is over here now. Konrad's main strength is over here, so most of his troops will not even participate in a fight. So it will be a very slow process for Konrad to get in his combat power. This gives Johann time to develop his win over here. These spearmen here, like now, it's sort of like it's very pricey. This unit, the Getae heavy light cavalry is it's very even among them, but yeah. Let's see here. Ooh, those Sika bearers took a lot of damage here. But now the Getae Volksmen have been reduced in numbers, and some more Sika bearers are now arriving. The Illyrian Feroci Spearman has now turned, and now this unit is gonna get routed. So now the supporting elements here are being charged in, but again, some flanks are exposed. And this Ardaei general is here in a phalanx. This is not what the Getae infantry are supposed to fight. Not a phalanx head on. And now the cavalry of Getae has been routed. This wing, these two units got routed. There's still 2 more units to go. But Johann also has this cavalry unit going straight at the archers here. These some archers here have spears. He could Konrad should send in his boltsman right here. He's doing it. He's sending in a unit over here to face the. This should go well for the heavy Getae infantry. Now Konrad's general is going in here. But again, his and a good hammer and anvil from Konrad here. But Johann is flanking here, and Konrad can't stop this. And their hammer and anvil strike right here. Ooh. The Ardaei cavalry is wavering though. What will the? Ooh. So yeah, the cavalry might return later, but Konrad lost his heavy assault infantry here, freeing up Johann's infantry right here. The Feroci here are being placed in a block, so they can more easily maneuver right through here. The Volksmen charges forward, hoping to. They did get the charge off here, but they also get yeah, they're getting shot at now by the Peltas. Yeah, the Peltas are targeting them.
Understood. Warriors, withdraw. No, fire on them.
1 minute left, sort of. The Getae general is not doing that well. He's fighting the hoplites. That is a hoplite formation. He's not in a shield wall. But the hoplite phalanx would win head on. It has more benefits than a shield wall. The shield wall is a little bit more sturdy against flank attacks, but you still lose. You're not a correct hoplite phalanx here. The Getae general is also isolated. Now these Volksmen have a high attack. but no defense. The archers are out of ammunition. Well, some ammo exists. Getting general is being routed right here. Yeah, these assault infantry have done well against this unit, but they have also suffered casualties here. That's a lot of casualties done by these Sika bearers here. So well done Ardaei. And there's an overwhelming brute force, and this will cause the Getae army to rout. So well done, Johann here. Um, Konrad's center was stable, but he should have taken the cataphracts was unnecessary. Too many archers. Should have had the noble. We can go to custom battles here. Let's see. What would Johann do if he was facing? I'm just gonna find the Getae against this army here. This was what. Well, okay, I didn't use exactly this army. It has been sort of a little bit modification, but sort of like this. Then a couple of chevrons. I've been like experimenting a lot, so it varies a little bit what I take. But sort of what here this would have given Konrad much more frontline combat. Each of these Seeker Bears have 3 volleys of javelins. They all have bonus versus cavalry. They all have okay, not the best charge, honestly, but numbers. And 3 units of archers would be good enough. They also have 8 armor, so they are, you know, good enough to do the damage. So some of Konrad's archers had some armor, but they still dropped quickly. This heavy cavalry unit have a shield, have much better melee stats. May not be as as fast, but a good charge and a heavy mass. I believe in very heavy chalk cavalry. And these folksmen here actually have armor, 25 armor, extremely high attack, extremely good charge. So here Konrad could have used these Sika bearers maybe first in line to force the peltas and archers back, fired a little bit with his own archers against the enemy archers, just so, yeah, reduce his firepower. Move up the Sika bearers, hurl the javelins first, then pull them back, maybe, and then attack in the center with the heavy getting assault infantry. Pin down the lighter troops, well, or the spearmen of the Ardaei with the Sika bearers. The chosen folksmen or the Sika bearers could have been attacked by either these chosen folksmen or some Getae Sika skirmishers just to absorb the charge, perhaps weaken them up, and then go in with your heavy killers with a scare ability on the flank. So, yeah, Johann did well with the Ardaei, absolutely. See, my Ardaei, everybody has their own preference, but this would be sort of my. So Johann took a lot more of these elite Sika bearers, but this sort of gives me even more, or would have given more spears and more. Still some sturdy troops and a lot of mobility is sort of what I'm looking for. But was a good build by Johann, and he won that first battle. Let's check out the second one.